Circles always small, keep a certain few, only ever us, just the perfect crew. People ask for...
Welcome to a new episode, everyone, and today we're going to be talking about a subject that is really close to me and to many other immigrants around the world. I'm gonna explain it for the Balkan immigrants because some immigrants the story does not relate to on some level, because some people who fled a war or are refugees cannot return home and still cannot return home till this day. We are lucky that in ex-Yugoslav countries we can return home because it's stable and safe for now. For the 30th of June I'm going back to Bosnia as every year, as every 2 or 3 times a year actually. I just want to address a subject because people ask me why I always go there. It's really not that hard to understand, I guess, but you have to put yourself into somebody else's situation, and that's something that a lot of people cannot do, and that's the reason why they are asking those questions. So basically the people asking those questions are living, I don't know, in Germany, Austria, the Netherlands, and they live here, they grew up here. And then they ask you why you always go to the same country where you're born. Well, not always, but like that many times a year, long time a year. I always ask them, so what would you do if you would be taken away when you're like a child, or well, taken away, you will have to flee your country because it's getting destroyed by armies, forces, fighting people, etc. Grow up in a different country, growing up still speaking your own language from the country you came from until you learn a new language, learning everything about your hometown, home place through your family, going on holiday when you're a kid with your parents back home, making friends, having all your family there. And you ask someone, why is he going home? Well, isn't it obvious that people want to see their family? The basic things you can do every day, something that immigrants, refugees, and other people can't. If you have family who immigrated or had with you to the same country, that's a different story. But not having basic opportunities to see, let's say, your grandpa or grandma, who are on always the birthday parties in Germany, Austria, etc. Yours isn't. It's not even that common to have like these birthday parties just like in Germany, Austria, the Netherlands, where you're like this whole family together thing. Well, they make birthday parties, but it's in most cases it's not that close or tight compared to like German family parties, etc., where like everybody of the family is working together for presents. You have your grandpa coming, grandma coming, grandpa is watching the kids, grandma is watching the kids. It is there if the grandpa and grandma are also living abroad. But when everybody is separated across all the countries, well, not all the countries, I mean all over the world, then it's really a hard story. And I just want to learn people or give you this perspective where you have basic things that you've grown up with that we didn't have, and we appreciate things differently. You had everything you wanted when you were a kid. You could have any toy you wanted. You could have the clothes your parents bought your clothes. You could go on holiday trips. You could go everything. The first couple of years of a refugee are like the hardest things that you're ever going to experience, because basically what happens is, imagine you finish your university degree in a country where the university degrees are internationally recognized. Then that country falls apart in multiple countries and your university degree just becomes worthless. You just finished school. Like imagine you're like 23 years old, 22 years old, finished your school, ready to go to work. Instead you go to war for a couple of years, come back, and you'll have to do everything you learned all over again in a different country where they're gonna treat you like you are retarded. That's true. People really think that because you're from a country that's far away, that normal life doesn't exist there. They're gonna treat you like you're retarded for years. So imagine how much pressure that puts onto you, because you're like, oh my god, like I'm not stupid. You have to act stupid. You have to, because you have to follow the whole system in order to get your degree again. After that, because usually most people either don't do that, they quit, or they only finish the basic things and never get to the same level they actually had before. And then you work so hard for your money, invested in home, helping your family out in your home country, building houses in your home country, making your life better at the place where you used to be and not at the place where you're living now. And that's something really weird, but it's something that I understand, because that's something that I want to explain. Most Yugoslav people or ex-Yugoslav people from all the different countries who work in Austria or live in Austria, Germany, etc., live in normal houses or even smaller houses and apartments and have huge houses in Bosnia. And I think it's this psychological effect. You can disagree with me on this, but I think it's a psychological effect with people still in their mind that they're living there. That's home. You know, it's the trigger that that's home. They don't want to recognize the place they're in because that's home. We went from home here for a reason because we had to, but home is always home and it will always stay home. And home is not gonna change. And I'd rather invest in my real home than in my fake home. To be honest, it's not always the smartest decision. It's not. Like, would you rather invest in a good house or a good place and a good car where you live 300 days a year, or would you rather have it in a place where you're only 60 days a year? You get my point? Well, not a lot of Bosnians agree with me on this. And to be honest, we do the same. I do the same. Like, I also invest in things over there and more than I do here. For me, it's the reason because I want to return there. I would like to return there. If there's ever an opportunity for me where I can run my own business online or something, or just do YouTube like this, and that would give me the opportunity to go back, I would. For now, it's not on the plan, but 100% when I'm retiring, that's for sure. And that's why I'm also saving money and investing it down there, because I want to make it a better place. And that's the whole goal and the whole initiative. And the whole start of my channel is giving Bosnia a voice, an international voice, and also me as a person, someone who can, I don't know, give good advice or explain things that are usually not really explainable by the Bosnians themselves. And I don't know, it takes me a lot of time as well to think and how to put something like this into words. But so far I think I'm doing good. The other thing is, once you are back and you have your home, and during the summer everybody from all the countries come home, all your old family members, all your friends, everybody, all the cities are full with people, all the cafes, bars are full with people, the streets are filled with life, and it's just like our country comes to life to a point where it should be every day, only during the seasons that we, all the foreigners or refugees, come back home. That's when the place is just booming. It's just the most beautiful place on earth for me, to be honest. Seeing like the country that went to shit being so brightful, so many people, so much music, life and everything going on. And I think everybody has it, that then once they're there and they're experiencing that, they get nostalgic, they really feel at home. They don't want to go home. For me, every year, every time, doesn't matter if I'm there for a week, I never want to go home. It's literally every time I'm down, like, do I really need to go home? Do I? Like, do I need that job? Do I need money? Sadly, the answer always is yes. So that's why I do go home. But the fact that I'm not able to see all the family members every day, or at least multiple times a year, is, I don't know, it's actually pretty weird, because you really get disconnected from your own family, and once you lose them, then everything just kind of sinks in, that you're like, I have so many family members and we only see each other that much a year, and now they're already like dying. Like, what did we live for? You know, it's so weird to explain that. But I think that every refugee or every immigrant can relate to this. It's something that like, it's hard to understand for ourselves. I hope that this gives you kind of a perspective on why we go home, and what the psychological thing is in our head, why we really invest that much and are really bonded to home. It's really a thing that's like, I don't know, it's there because you were born there. You grew up there, it's the biggest part of your life. Once where everything was and now isn't, and it's something that we cannot accept in our heads. And to be honest, I can't accept it either. And it's something that immigrants and refugees struggle with every day. It doesn't matter how good our life is abroad, this really craving for going home and having home being like it used to be in its good old state, that's the thing that's always there. So I hope you guys like this video. I hope all the foreigners now kind of, I don't know, understand on why we love home so much, why we go home, why we invest so much in going home, why we work so hard and feel underappreciated because, you know, we were someone and something and now we are not, and it's really hard to accept when people treat you like a retard after that. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of this kind of content. Click on the notification bell if you be notified when I upload a new video, because if you don't, you're not gonna know when I upload a new video. Leave a like if you actually liked the video, and I see you guys in the next video. Ciao.